For more than 25 years, the family of JonBenét Ramsey have been searching for answers, desperately trying to learn who murdered their little girl.
Now, a new federal law passed in the United States could reopen the case, and it presents a huge opportunity for investigators to find out what really happened all those years ago.
There's a note left in our daughter's gun.
It was the murder that shocked the world.
JonBenét Ramsey.
The JonBenét's murder.
JonBenét Ramsey.
On Christmas night in 1996, inside this Colorado home, JonBenét Ramsey was killed. She was just 6 years old. In the 26 years that have followed, it's become one of the most notorious cold cases in the US, splashed across newspaper and magazine covers around the world. Who murdered the child beauty queen? There's been endless speculation, with fingers pointed at her mother.
I did not kill my child.
And her older brother.
Nothing was being done to find the killer.
Legendary investigator Lou Smit was called in to oversee the case. In his view, the evidence pointed to an intruder, but claimed local police stopped him from proving it.
What it looked like to me is that they're trying to actually distort the facts and evidence in this case to prove their own theory.
He died in 2010, but former investigator Kurt Pillard and the JonBenét Ramsey Smit family team are carrying on his work. And now, in a stunning new development, a federal law has been passed in the United States that can force police to reinvestigate a cold case, meaning they could soon be one step closer to learning who killed JonBenét more than 2 decades ago.
Kurt Pillard joins us now. It is a fascinating case, isn't it? How did you become involved, Kurt?
Well, unfortunately, Lou Smit passed away in 2010. He lost his battle with cancer. And even on his deathbed, he was passing notes about the JonBenét Ramsey case to family members and investigators that were his friends. And they just carried on the investigation from that point.
Can you explain to us more about this new law that's been passed that forces investigators to open cold cases? Wouldn't they be investigating this anyway or not?
Well, this applies to federal law enforcement agencies, all federal law enforcement agencies. It's called the Homicide Victims Family Rights Act of 2021. And even though it was actually signed on January 3rd of this year, it allows for all federal law enforcement agencies to establish a process for 1 year. After that year, all of their case files can be reviewed and reclassified as a cold case murder.
It does feel like a case that continually is brought up. Definitely in Australia, it's a case that has been spoken about many, many times before and no doubt will continue. What about JonBenét's family? Are they involved this time around in trying to solve the case now?
They've been active for the entire time, ever since this investigation started. Within about the first 8 weeks, all of the family members were actually cleared by the DNA forensic evidence that was found on JonBenét Ramsey.
So Lou, who of course worked on this for years, always believed that DNA would someday solve this case. What do you think will happen when this is reopened?
Well, we believe that it's important that over the last 25 years, DNA technology has improved so much, so vastly, that it's important to reevaluate all the evidence that was taken from the scene. It's not only possible, but even probable that DNA evidence was overlooked, and it needs to be reevaluated.
Because as we said in our news package, there was so much speculation that one of the family members was involved in this. Do you think that could be a possibility, that we could find this with the better way of analysing that DNA?
The DNA has already excluded all of the family members. There's a mistaken belief that they were uncooperative, and that's absolutely not the truth. They were engaged from day one and provided hair samples, blood samples, DNA, and were excluded within a matter of weeks. I think if you contacted Boulder investigators, they might challenge that, but there is no evidence that indicates that they're involved in this crime.
Kirk, keep us updated. Hopefully the next time we do speak, you'll get to the bottom of it. Thanks so much. It is such a fascinating case. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity.